All right, heat number 1 will be David Baldessare, Chad Biesinger up front, John Bennett and Chris Standridge on the second row, Tom the Missile Land rounding out the field. Guys getting lined up on the front straightaway, getting ready to go. Green flag racing for heat number 1. Looks like we'll have 2 heats and a feature for this. And then, of course, the Enduro from Lanier tonight. No AI in the field, which I'm not sure if that's going to make it more chaotic or less chaotic. We're going to have to wait and see. But as always with their Enduros, it's going to be chaotic any way you look at it. So there you have it. And John Darby, I think that's what Chris Standridge was actually looking on, was diamonding down through the turn on the bottom. And we'll see if that pays off. If him being the only one practicing that low line could come into play. Pace truck is rolling. And one more time around. Pace truck is in, and they are getting ready to go green flag racing from Fairbury. Green flag is in the air there, down and away. David Baldessare out front, but John Bennett's got to run down on the bottom. He's making that bottom line work, and here comes Tom Land trying to make that bottom line work as well, but most of the drivers up top. John Bennett now moves up, and he is getting way slow, and David just loses the back end. They're now 3 wide into the next turn, and oh my God, Tom Land just bounced it off the wall. David Baldessare managing to save the car and keep it going and stay in the lead, but this battle back behind him is utter chaos. These guys just fighting for every inch. Chris Standridge in the middle. Tom Land trying to find a way through. We've got a car blinking now, and Tom the Missile Land down to the bottom. Tom Land tries to get a run up off. He is bound up by the cars on the high side. David Baldessare out front. Chris Standridge now into second. Tom the Missile Land has made his way to third, but here comes John Bennett with a crossover. Tom Land into the wall. Now Tom Land going back underneath, and oh my goodness, Tom spins it. Chad Biesinger catches it. No damage, but both way behind now as David Baldessare is out front, but Chris Standridge is gaining on him quickly. And that practicing down on the bottom obviously starting to pay off as he gets even with them as they come to the white flag. And Chris Standridge has a run off of turn 4. White flag is in the air. Chris Standridge, obviously the practice on that bottom line paying off here tonight. David Baldessare trying to carry some momentum up off of turn 4. Can't get there, and it's going to be Chris Standridge with the win. David Baldessare second. John Bennett third. Tom Land fourth. And Chad Biesinger in fifth. And, of course, Chris celebrates by wrecking the car, because that's what you do. All right, Wayne Bridges and Scott Whiteman on the front row. George Edenfield and Mikey Mixter on the second row for heat number 2. Let's see if we can get a back look at the 48 of George Edenfield. Yep, too fast for you. All right, let's see if George can live up to the paint scheme. Not a phrase I've ever had to say before, but George now has to live up to his paint scheme. All right, one more time around. The pace car will drop off on the back straightaway, and they'll go racing again. Heat number 2. Pace truck is in. Out of turn 4 they come. Green flag in the air. Scott Whiteman gets a great jump on the start. Mikey Mixter coming with him. Wayne Bridges drifts up a little bit, gets into Mikey there. And here comes George Edenfield. Everybody hopping to the high side except Wayne Bridges, trying to see if he can make that low line work. But Scott Whiteman has checked out. Mikey Mixter is now up to 2nd. George the 3rd. Wayne Bridges in 4th. And I do believe Mikey Mixter is starting to gain just a little bit of time on Scott Whiteman. He just ran the fastest lap of the race. Also looks like they started on a zero-use track versus Heat 1, starting on obviously slicked off track. That could play a little bit into this tonight as well. Scott Whiteman still out front, 4 laps to go. Scott definitely has it figured out. He just ran the fastest lap and is the first driver to break 15 seconds here tonight. And 2 to go for Scott Whiteman. Mikey Mixter in 2nd, has a 4-second gap over George Edenfield. Wayne Bridges now fighting back on the inside for 3rd. Can't quite get there yet as Scott Whiteman picks up the white flag. And actually just posted an even faster lap on the last time by. Coming out of turn 4, it's going to be Scott Whiteman winning heat number 2. Mikey Mixter finishes 2nd. George Edenfield is 3rd. Wayne Bridges is 4th. All right, quick warm-up session for the drivers. And while they have this short warm-up, you have enough time to go hit the snack bar and hit the share button while you're waiting in line. Doesn't look like George is actually in the Discord tonight, so we can't ask him about the Too Fast for You on the back of his car, but we'll hope that that does play out for him in the feature event. And as always, if you have a favorite driver in the field, make sure you drop their name in the chat so we can give them a shout out and they know that you're cheering for them. And, you know, so we can know if the Tom Land fan club is in the house as well tonight. And hey, we have lots of broadcasts. We got a couple of broadcasts tomorrow night, and then we will be racing Friday and Saturday and Sunday night. Sunday morning, we'll have the NSS GT3 Road Series. Sunday night, for the BRR Cup and Fast and Fun ARCA Series, we are going to be unveiling some new fun stuff for every broadcast going forward. Some great new features, some really cool stuff. You're definitely going to want to tune in for that. 7:30 Eastern Sunday night. Chris Standridge just set the fastest lap of the night. Scott Whiteman had ran a 14.96. Chris just ran a 14.75. That's the fastest lap we have seen so far tonight. And he did it right at the end of warm-up, so nobody could beat him. Good strategy. Warm-up is over. It's time to go racing, and Up front, it'll be George Edenfield, David Baldessare on the front row, then Mikey Mixter, Chris Standridge on the second row, John Bennett and Wayne Bridges on the third row, Tom the Missile Land and Scott Whiteman on the fourth row, Chad Biesinger rounding out the field. Hey, wait a minute. Due to the flipping or the reversing of the qualifying positions, that puts Edenfield out front. We might actually get to see if the back of his car is accurate. Or can Barbie make it to victory lane tonight? Can the Missile come from behind to make it 2 in a row? Or can Scott Whiteman, I believe this is his first race with this league, can we see Scott Whiteman get up here and get the win? Pace truck is in. Buckle up, it's time to go racing, and out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. George Edenfield down and away. Looks like Baldessare got on the gas late coming out of 4. He drifts all the way back to 3rd. Mikey Mixter now up to 2nd. And the Missile is definitely making his way forward. He is now up to 6th. Baldessare trying to build up some momentum. Chris Standridge gets a little wiggle off the corner. Everybody pushing extremely hard, and here's where that run in the bottom during practice might come into play. Here comes Chris Standridge on the bottom, and Wayne Bridges gets into the wall out of 4. Keeps the car going straight, but he's going to lose a ton of time. Last time by, John Bennett was the fastest car. George Edenfield still out front. Mikey Mixter in 2nd, Chris Standridge in 3rd, and Tom the Missile Land just ran the fastest lap as he comes by John Bennett. Bennett still trying to fight back on the bottom, but not enough momentum. And now, look at that, Tom Land looking to the high side, can't make anything happen. Oh, and him and David Baldessare are both tapping the wall there. Edenfield out for, oh, Mikey Mixter. Mikey Mixter gets into the wall hard. Caution is out. Mikey ends up upside down. Mikey was trying to drift back up high to set up for the corner. Gets into Chris Standridge, drives down the concrete wall, and when he comes off, ends up upside down. I don't think that is the proper way to run the high line, but I'm not a great dirt driver, so who knows? So George Edenfield out front, Chris Standridge in 2nd, David Baldessare 3rd, Tom Land now up to 4th. John Bennett 5th, Scott Whiteman now up to 6th, and Chad Biesinger up to 7th. Mikey Mixter is on pit road. Wayne Bridges appears to be out for the night. Pace truck is in. George Edenfield choosing to restart on the high side. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away. It looked like Chris had a little trouble getting on the gas that time by. And Edenfield's going to clear him there for first, but Chris Standridge's still right there. And Tom Land is on a mission. He is now up to 3rd. David Baldessare fighting back on the bottom, has no room to move though. Scott Whiteman into the wall out of the turn. Seeing a lot of guys run up by the wall, and a little bit of the back end as they slide through, just hitting the concrete. Chris Standridge was one of the few drivers to practice the pass on the low side. We'll see if he makes it work. Now the track is slicking off noticeably. Let's hop in the car with the Missile as he makes his move to 2nd. And you can see what a lap around Fairbury looks like, and you see just how close they're running to the wall through the turns. And that's what happens when you run the wall. He got a little bit of it. Chris Standridge hard into the wall right behind him, and Tom Land is still picking up speed. He just ran the fastest lap of the race. But it's one thing to get to George's back bumper. It's going to be another thing to pass caution. Looks like Scott Whiteman might have been involved in this one. Let's see what happened. He was making a move on the high side. Oh, gets into the wall. Looks like the car to the inside. I believe that was David Baldessare. Just got a little push, got up into the side of him. They both end up hard into the wall. And right before the caution came out, it appears Tom Land managed to finally get the pass on. Nope, that was the pass on Chris, so he is still back in second. George Edenfield still has the lead. Lights are out on the pace truck. Looks like they extended one lap to get everybody sorted out. Tom Land will restart on the bottom. George realized that restarting on the high side last time really worked out well for him. A lot harder to put the power down on the bottom. Coming down the back straightaway, pace truck drops in. It's Edenfield on top, Tom the Missile Land on the bottom, then Chris Standridge and Chad Biesinger right behind him. Scott Wyman, John Bennett back there as well. Green flag back in the air, they're down and away, and George Edenfield gets a really good restart here. But Tom Land has not given up yet, and look at Chris Standridge back there. He's going to make a move to the bottom, trying to pick up second here. And Chris down on the bottom might actually pull off this move on the bottom, making it work. And oh, he had the nose ahead coming out of two, but just not enough. Edenfield out front. He's opened up a significant lead, over a second on Tom Land. Chris Standridge in third. Chad Biesinger now to fourth. Scott Whiteman in fifth. John Bennett sixth. David Baldessare is in seventh. Looks like Mikey Mixter has made it back out on track, several laps down though. That 1 second lead Edenfield has, Tom Land cannot seem to get the gap closed. Standridge now in third, Biesinger in fourth. And Scott Whiteman trying to work his way back towards the front. He is in fifth. Edenfield's lead holding steady at 1 second. Tom Land has not been able to make up any ground on him. But caution! Looks like Wayne Bridges and Mikey Mixter. No, Wayne was coming off of pit road. All right, what happened to Mike? Oh, the car came up from the bottom. That was the 20 car. Just gets into him. Barbie got wrecked. George Edenfield still has the lead. The caution is the last thing he wanted to see here, as he had a 1 second lead that was holding steady over Tom Land. Chris Standridge now in third has an opportunity too. Tom Land was starting to pull away just a little bit. Chris has an opportunity now to see if he can make something happen. Pace truck is in. They stack back up out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air. Edenfield is down and away, and here comes Biesinger on the high side for second. Tom Land in the middle. Oh, Tom drifts up, gets a little bit of him. Biesinger back down to the bottom, and Chris Standridge manages to clear for second. Tom Land fighting back on the high side. We saw this same battle play out on the last restart, and it ends the same way as Tom Land comes out second. Chris Standridge still trying to make that bottom line work here as the track slicks off. David Baldessere now up into 4th place, and Mikey Mixter brings out the caution. And it looks like it might have triggered the caution based on him where he came off of pit road and stopped. Looking at John Bennett as well. He had a little problem coming through the turn, just gets checked up, but seems to be okay. All right, it is still George Edenfield out front. Tom Land is managing to hold off a hard-charging Chris Standridge. And Baldessere now in 4th, Chad Biesinger in 5th, John Bennett in 6th. All the top 6 are on the lead lap. Scott Whiteman is currently 3 laps down, Mikey Mixter 4 laps down, and Wayne Bridges is 7 laps down. Pace truck is in. Single file restart, definitely benefiting George. Green flag is in the air. It'll be 8 to go at the line. George Edenfield down and away. Tom Land trying to make something happen on the high side. Chris Standridge trying to make something happen on the low side. Back behind him, a lot of sliding and position changing here. Baldessere has gotten back to 4th. Biesinger in 5th. And looks like Biesinger keeps getting the wall off of turn 2. Edenfield this time has not been able to get away from the missile. Tom Land all over that back bumper. They almost touch. Land to the inside. They do touch coming out of the turn. Tom Land can't carry enough momentum yet to get past him, but he is sending it every single lap. George Edenfield just holding his high line, holding as much momentum as is possible. And what is Tom Land doing? He went way low into the turn that time to see if he could make something happen. Couldn't get there yet. Edenfield still out front. The missile in 2nd. Chris Standridge has not been able to make any gains on the bottom. He is in 3rd, and Baldessere might have an opportunity to get by him on the high side. 3 to go for Edenfield. He's going to come down. It'll be popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go for George Edenfield. Ken the missile is really sending it. He bounces off the wall out of 4. Coming down to get the white flag. Does Tom Land have anything left for him here? White flag is in the air for George Edenfield. Tom Land really sends it. He's on the throttle early out of 4. Too early. It sends the back end around. Out of turn number 4. It's a drag race to the line. Oh my goodness. They touch, but it's Edenfield with the win. Tom Land finishes 2nd. Chris Standridge is 3rd. David Baldessere is 4th. Chad Biesinger is 5th. John Bennett finishes 6th. Scott Whiteman 7th. Mikey Mixter is 8th. And Wayne Bridges is 9th. And George Edenfield lived up to this paint scheme because he was too fast for all of them. It really, really is, Isaac. All right, we'll have to wait and see if George Edenfield hops in where we can talk to him, but let's grab Tom Land real quick. Hey, Tom, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you.
How much more did you need? I mean, we could tell you were pushing it those last couple laps.
I kept trying to get up to him, and you know, I was trying to push him and kind of make him make a mistake, and He just was too good.
Well, it looked like you got the nose to the inside a couple times, just couldn't get enough momentum. And then on that last lap, coming out of 2, it looked like you got back on the gas really, really early and just lost a ton of momentum getting loose there.
Yeah, but I was only, what, a tenth and a half behind, so I was happy with that.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you actually had the fastest lap of the race, and you continually, anytime somebody ran a faster lap, the next time by, you actually beat it.
Nice. Hey, it's a small victory.
And you still come out second, nothing to complain about, man. And now you get to go crash a cars and enduro. We all know that's what you do best.
That's what I love.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks. Have a good day.
All right. Looks like we got our winner available. Hey, George, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, how you doing, Doug?
Hey, I'm doing good. We noticed before the race, the back of your car said, too fast for you, and I made the joke that you're going to have to live up to your paint job, and you did it tonight.
My son actually picked that paint scheme out.
Well, have him start picking my paint schemes, which
Yeah, I know.
obviously works. Well, that was definitely a hard-fought battle, but man, you just held the top line, and nobody could get past you.
I was trying. Tom was right on my bumper.
He definitely was. He actually had the fastest lap of the race, and consistently, anytime you or anybody else ran a faster lap, he just beat it the next lap. And I guess that would probably, you saw him closing on you.
Oh, yeah, every lap.
When that caution came out, you had over a second lead. Was that a little bit disappointing for you?
Oh, it was.
Well, it definitely worked out tonight. The paint scheme worked out. I'd have your son keep picking out your paint schemes for you, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, congratulations, man. Great run and a great win.
I appreciate it.
All right, let's see if we can get a word with Chris Standridge here. Hey, Chris, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, how's it going?
Hey, you really made the bottom line work in practice. It was showing a little bit in your heat that you could make it work again. And then you get to the feature, and every time you went to the bottom, you went backwards.
Yeah, I think another 5, maybe 10 laps it would have come back in, but just wasn't working for me at this point.
Well, it was definitely a valiant effort, and it looked a couple of times like it was going to work. You got the nose in on Tom a couple of times, but it just wasn't enough momentum up off.
Yeah, just wasn't working. Hopefully we put on a good show at least.
You definitely did, man. Well, and I know it's going to be a great show here in just a few moments in the Enduro.
Yeah, it should be. Yep, now we get to take out our frustrations of the week.
All right, well, you enjoy that, and good luck. I'll talk to you soon, bud.
Will do, all right.
All right, that is your top. I accidentally switched and put myself into the main channel. I'm glad nobody said anything inappropriate there. Okay, so we're back where we belong now. And we'll be back with you in just a moment or two as the Dirt Street Stocks take on Lanier. And it is enduro time, so we get to see Tom the Missile Land do what the missile does best. Stick around, don't go anywhere. Maybe the snack bar, maybe hit the share button. Make sure you're following us on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and all that stuff. You can find all the links at htsai.net, that website right there.